A day after former President Uhuru Kenyatta and former Prime Minister Raila Odinga held a closed-door meeting in Watamu, to opposition team led by Rigathi Gachagua have also held a closed-door meeting, and this meeting was attended by former VP Kalonzo Musyoka, People's Liberation Party Martha Karua, DAPK represented by Eugene Wamalwa. I can see we have Richard Onyonka, Kisii Senator, businessman Jimmy Wanjigi, and Gen Z leader Morara Kebaso. And according to what they have shared on social media platforms, is that this meeting is bringing them together, and they intend to stick together and form a strong coalition that is set to send Ruto home in 2027. What do you think about these people? Are they strong enough to face Ruto? Are they strong enough to challenge Ruto and send him home in 2027? What do you think about this? Do you think that these faces will bring the changes that we want to see in this country? Do you believe that a team of Rigathi Gachagua, businessman Jimmy Wanjigi, Morara Kebaso, Martha Karua, Kalonzo Musyoka, Eugene Wamalwa, do you think these people are what Kenyans want? Do you think that these people are really, because they are saying that the aim is one. The aim is to get Ruto out of State House. The aim is to get Ruto out of power. Okay, if what do you make of this? What do you think about this team? What do you think about them? Do you think that they are suitable enough to take this country forward? Do you think that this is the team enough that is going to take Kenya forward? I don't know about you, but according to me, I think that this is the politicians. Politicians are being politicians. Politicians are regrouping. Politicians are rebranding. Politicians are coming together to take to secure what they know best, their interests. So 2027 is here. Nobody is even talking that we are 2.5 years to elections. Nobody is talking is considering that we still have like 2 more years to elections, and this is not time that maybe we should be talking about politics. But here we are. Their country is now fully politically driven. Conversations is all about politics, about 2027 and all that. Nobody's even want to know that how are we going to get things to work in hospital. We're talking about the SHA. We're talking about the university funding model. We're talking about capitations in school. We're talking about infrastructure. We're talking about some policies that was introduced by President William Ruto failing. But nobody is talking about correcting these mistakes. Nobody is considering that this is affecting common mwananchi. This is affecting Amamamboga. This is affecting Abodaboda. This is affecting school going children. Nobody is talking about all these. These people are just here to come together, to form a coalition, to form a government, and continue what they do. They know best, stealing and misusing public resources. Do you have faith in this other team? I think that we have Kenyans, we believe in them. We have Kenyans, we believe that Rigiji team is the one that is going to challenge Ruto, and they will succeed in removing President William Ruto. We have that other team that are saying that this team are not strong enough to get Ruto out of power. What do you think about this? I am surprised that now Morara Kebaso has decided to fully align himself with these politicians. I think after I saw that what Kasmuel Makure did, decided to join ODM and moving around with Raila Odinga. I think Morara Kebaso is a politician. From his talks, from his I think you can tell that Morara Kebaso is a politician. Even after when he was doing the Vampire Diaries and all these expos, it was so clear that Morara Kebaso is a politician. But I think Morara Kebaso has no hope in the Gen Z movement. Morara Kebaso has no hope in the Gen Z movement. I decided to ally himself to a group that he feels is going to make him what he wants to be it the MP, be it the senator, be it the governor. I think that Morara Kebaso is seeing there is hope with this other side other than the Gen Z movement. I don't know about what the Gen Zs are saying about this. because already we have the kina Uhuru, kina Raila Odinga and Ruto in one side, and then we have kina Kalonzo Musyoka, kina Rigathi Gachagua and Martha Karua in one side. So politicians have already regrouped. Politicians are now trying to rebrand themselves. They just want to run from their shadows. They're just trying to run from what we know of them. They are trying to come up with new parties to rebrand, to try as many things as possible to convince us that they are new. But we know that they are not new. They are the same people, and they're just here to ensure that they come back and confuse us more so that we can vote them again and again. So I don't know what the young people are feeling about these two groups. Are they going to create a third force? Are they going to also align themselves with the politicians, with the old politicians, or majority of them will go independently, will have to fight this thing independently as young people of this country? Because I've seen many young people who participated in the protest, others who abducted, are coming out to say that they are going to vie for these seats. So time will tell. I'm so worried that these people will be swallowed by these two groups. I'm afraid that the Gen Z movement will be swallowed by these two groups. And these young people feel like they're losing hope in their energy, in their self, in their faith. They are losing hope in themselves. And they feel that the right thing to do is to make a coalition with these politicians who have been there. And that is just to say that the movement is slowly dying. And by 2027, the Gen Z movement will not be existing. And this, to me, I think the saddest thing. I think we wanted something new. We wanted when young people were in the streets last year, fighting to have a good leadership, good governance, good policies, insecurity, and all these issues. One thing was coming out clear, that these issues cannot be solved by the current crop of leaders. But now we are stepping back. Now the young people are stepping back, and they feel that for them to prosper, for them to win elections, they must collaborate with these politicians. I don't know how this came up. I don't know what has convinced them that this is the only way to go. But I am afraid that the movement is losing energy. The Gen Z movement is losing itself, and eventually it will be swallowed by these politicians. Our politics is very rough. I know our politics is very rough, but I thought that in these coming 2027 elections we will have a different faces completely, and that people will be going for these different faces. But I am afraid, if I'm saying that the young people who are on the street, the young people who are really making their voices count, joining these politicians, it is a clear indication that the young people are not even believing in themselves. The young people feel that it is safe to be with these politicians. I don't know if it is money. I don't know if they're looking towards who will sponsor their campaigns, because we know our politics also needs money. People, when it comes to campaign and all this, needs a lot of money, because voters are so used to being given money to vote for a particular person. So I think that maybe these young people are saying that because we don't have money, and Kenyans always prefer politicians who give money, maybe we should align ourselves with these politicians, that they can financially support us. I think that is one of the things that is coming out. I wish that Kenyans could change this, that in 2027, towards 2027, we reject politicians' money, so that we can give room for people of integrity, for people of good character to come out and vie for these positions. Because if we keep on taking money from these politicians so that we can vote them, then we'll be sidelining good people who could bring changes in this country, people who could make wonderful changes in this country. So for the challenge is also us voters, for the challenges is also us wananchi. Let maybe for the first time in our political space, say no to politicians' money, so that in the future, when other people from other professions want to vie, they will not feel like they don't have enough money to buy, and so leaving the space to these politicians whom we know that there is nothing good that they can bring in this country. If they didn't do it 20 years ago, 10 years ago, 5 years ago, what convince you that they can do it in the future? There is no hope in them. Personally, I feel so that these politicians are not these politicians are not characters that can be trusted, and so we should not have hope in them. So I want to also believe that I will still hold my hopes high that in 2027 change will be brought in this country, and the voting pattern will change. Despite the money that will be poured, despite politicians forming coalitions, I think that at the end of the day, Kenyans will make a strong statement and say that enough is enough, and we are stopping all this that has been going on in our country. I'm hopeful that Kenyans will remember what they have been going through and make a good change and bring in voting people who are ready to fight for this country, people who are ready to protect this country, not people who are ready to protect their interests, to protect themselves, and to keep on misusing public money and stealing public money. So that is it for me for now. Thanks for watching. This is Sophia Live.